Okay, this is a second video for the target in Lacey. This is for T1355 down in Lacey. I'm doing the second video because I want to go through the bid form with you so that way you can understand what the bid form entails, and I'd like to go through the specs and details so that way it's all here in one video and you don't have to search everywhere for it. I just did this on the Lakewood target, and I feel like that was way more beneficial. Okay, so in my first video, I was parked out here in the front, and I was kind of given an idea of all the surrounding areas, what's going on. You can see that the dark areas on this job are asphalt repairs. Everything in the light blue area is all the striping, including in the back of target back here. Okay, everything that's in yellow is supposed to be crack joint sealant, or concrete crack joint sealer. We're not doing the concrete joint sealer, okay? So let's just go right to the bid form right now. We're going to put our bid together, but we're going to have to fill in their bid form when I go to turn this stuff in. So here are the items that we're bidding. Asphalt crack seal application. This is the typical crack fill, and there's 34,800 lineal feet. There's not 34,800 lineal feet out there on this job. I saw it yesterday, and there's not that much. But to be apples to apples with our competitors, we are going to bid it for 34,800 feet. It's just the percentage they came up with based on the square footage of the property. All right. Pavement marking application. It says 29,950 square yards. Obviously, we don't bid striping like that, so just do our striping bid the way we do it, and whatever the total is on the striping, we're going to divide that total into 29,950 square yards, so that way we can come up with a unit price to plug in right here. Okay? I will have all the striping quantities saved into Google Drive. You'll see it'll say striping quantities, and you'll be able to get it all there. Another thing I added in there was in the striping, in the workman, in the notes and workman's, I said to add $2,300 for some custom stencils that we are going to potentially need, and that is going to be for this area you see in red. This area right here is.
1 moment.
If I
don't
could.
have an answer for that. Is there?
iPad's talking to me. So right there, you see in that red area, those are the drive-up stalls where we might potentially stripe in some custom stencils there. It's kind of like when you go to Walmart or you go to, is it Fred Meyer? And they have those pickup things where you can call it in and then you park out there and they come and bring you your groceries. It's basically what that is. So please plug in $2,300 for those custom stencils. They're custom drive-up stall stencils. All right. Now let's go into, and mind you, the striping is going to be for the front lot and this back lot. And, you know, you got a bank here, and you got a couple other stores that are right here. You got a Kohl's on the other side. So, you know, there'll be a little bit of coordinating to do. We could get it done during the day. It'd be nice to do the work at night because it'd probably be easier to restripe everything at night without everybody bothering us. But I guess we can make that decision as a team if we want to attempt doing all the restripe at night. All right, concrete joint seal application. There's 4,820 feet. We're not doing that. We are not going to do it. Joe says it's too much for our crews to do. It'd take forever, and that's not really our expertise. All right, so then you have 4 inches of asphalt and 6 inches of asphalt. Okay, it's in square yards right now on the bid form, but when you look at the actual bid sheet and you scroll up, there's the page at the site plan. If you scroll towards the top, you will see that there is, just like how we do it, patches A1 through, I believe that says A21. So there's 21 patches that are at a 4-inch depth that we need to remove and replace. And all of those dimensions are there. there's lots of, if we look at how these patches are, a lot of them are big enough to where we could run either the Pathmaster on this job or an actual paver, one of our bigger pavers. Because I think the smallest width is like 6 foot, and then it gets bigger. You've got 9 foot, 10 foot, 12 foot. So the narrowest it gets is 6 foot. So could potentially use Pathmaster on some of those if we want to, and we might want to because it's, for instance, 6 foot by 70 feet on A1 on the repair. Those repairs, as I mentioned earlier, are the dark gray areas, and they're all labeled. You can see A5, A4. All right. The other ones that were at the bottom, B1 and B2, there's 2 areas that will have a 6-inch depth here. All right. It says in the notes to do milling. I believe it says that. Let's look back on the bid form. It actually doesn't say that right there. So I take that back. It doesn't say we have to do grinding on that. But because these patches are at least 6 foot wide on all of these, I mean, it might make sense to grind this down 4 inches and then replace it. Since there's so many. I think the total tonnage, it says, let me see if it says it on the bid form. Yeah, the total tonnage is 523 tons. Okay, so we'll have all the square footage, which is perfect for our bid template. And then when we go to do the total bid, we got to take this square footage and we got to convert it into square yards in order to fill out the bid form here, because we have to do it per square yard on here. All right. And that's it. That's all there is on this Lacey project. It's a pretty simple project out in Lacey. It wasn't like Lakewood where there was a lot more detail. There was a lot more concrete. There were some ramps, some curbing, all that kind of stuff. So really it's just asphalt, striping, and crack fill. That's it. All right. I hope this helped out, but really there is no specs to have to follow here. All right. Any other questions, let me know. I don't know where the closest mix plant is on this. I still got to get familiar with the locations. But at 523 tons, it's going to be, multiple days in there. We're probably looking at, a week or more. So on the asphalt, the striping is going to probably take us 2 to 3 days on all that striping. And then the crack fill, with there being, they say 34,000 lineal feet, but I really have a feeling that it's going to be about half of that on the labor. So that's going to be the tough one right there, is that footage. Hopefully everybody follows the 34,800 feet, even though there's not 34,800 feet. Hopefully they are bidding in appropriately as if they are doing 34,800 feet, not just saying, I know there's only 10,000 feet out there, so we're going to only do it for like 1 day. All right, that's it. Any other questions, let me know.